This is a quick guide for Season 1 of the War Within for Balanced Druid. We'll be covering both Raiding and Mythic Plus in this guide. So, starting off then, we're going to be looking at our set bonus. Star Surge damage is increased by 10% and Starfall damage is also increased. Lunar Eclipse and Solar Eclipse each increase the astral power Wrath generates and how much Starfire generates. Pretty simple there. Starting off with the Mythic Plus build, we are going to be going with Alun's Chosen as the hero talents. Major talent choices including Starfall here, using that as our astral power spender. We've got Fury of Alun, calling down a beam of pure celestial energy following our enemy. The main way we're going to be using this in Mythic Plus and Raiding is actually going to be that we're trying to reduce the cooldown of it with this talent here from our Alun's Chosen hero talents. Your arcane abilities reduce the cooldown of Fury of Alun by 2 seconds. We also have here Twin Moons. Moonfire deals more damage and hits another nearby enemy. Orbital Strike, where Celestial Alignment blasts all enemies in a targeted area and applies Stellar Flare to them, reducing the cooldown of Celestial Alignment, which is this cooldown here, granting us our eclipses, etc. So let's do a what, when, why. That's how I like to structure these guides. What spells do we have? When are we using them? And then why? What? Warrior of Alun is a cooldown where your next 3 Starfires are instant cast and deal more damage. Our dots that we're keeping up at all times are Moonfire and Sunfire, dots being damage over time. Keep these up at all times on your enemy. Then we're going to use Fury of Alun on cooldown. It's going to generate a large amount of astral power and do a big beam. We can then use our Celestial Alignment to get both lunar and solar eclipses and then start beating out our Starfires. Do use 3 Star Surges to get 3 stacks of Star-Lord if you can. If you don't know what that is, Star Surge and Starfall grant you 4% haste, and it stacks up to 3 times, but specifically here, gaining a stack doesn't refresh the duration. So if you've only got 3 seconds left and you've got 2 stacks and you gain your 3rd stack, it's then going to fall off 2 seconds later and you've sort of wasted it. So you want to get 1, 2, 3 stacks really quickly to make the most benefit out of it, basically. If you don't know how eclipses work, we're going to use Wrath, and then Wrath again, and that's going to give us a lunar eclipse. Arcane spells deal more damage, Starfire damage is increased massively, and deals more damage to nearby enemies. You can see it's lit up here because it is enhanced. This guide is a quick guide on the rotation, and it is assuming you do know a fair amount about Balanced Druid already, and I will put in the description and pinned comment my full in-depth guide if you are a beginner or veteran and just want a full guide as well to watch after. So on the rotation, we are going to be using Warrior of Alun, keeping up our dots, then using Fury of Alun pretty much ASAP, using your Celestial Alignment to get both eclipses. You only need Lunar really. If you're not in Lunar Eclipse, then use a Wrath and then a Wrath again to get into Lunar Eclipse, spending 3 Star Surges to get your 3 Star-Lord buffs, and then it's just going to be spamming your Starfire for the remainder of your eclipse, unless of course your Moonfire and Sunfire have come off the target. The priority would be from left to right, where you're keeping up your dots, using your Fury of Alun and cooldowns, and then keeping in Lunar Eclipse, spending a Star Surge for Star-Lord procs, or not procs, but buffs here, the 3 stacks, and then using Starfire in your as your filler. Moving on to the Raid talent tree, we're staying in Alun's Chosen. That's my preferred choice. Keeper of the Grove can be better, but it's a lot of Grove Guardians, etc., and I don't enjoy that playstyle. I do think Alun's Chosen is the way to go. We're only changing a few major talents. We're losing Soul of the Forest and Umbral Inspiration, but we are gaining things like Convoke the Spirits. What does Convoke the Spirits do? Calls upon the spirits for an eruption of energy, channeling a rapid flurry of Druid spells and abilities. So it's not just DPS, it's healing, DPS, all sorts of spells. You'll cast Wild Growth, Swiftmend, Moonfire, Wrath, Regrowth, Rejuve, Rake, and Thrash on the appropriate nearby targets, favouring your current shapeshift form, which would be, of course, Moonkin as Balanced Druid, meaning it is going to favour more DPS spells for you with Convoke. But apart from that, the actual rotation we're going to be following in Raid versus Mythic Plus with Alun's Chosen hero talents isn't really going to actually change at all. It is pretty much as you see here. Now, again, I did say if you want to see the full in-depth guide for Balanced Druid in the War Within, check the pinned comment or in the description, as that is there for you. And don't forget that you can join my Patreon to support the channel and get lots of things like my LVUI profiles and also some macros that I'm making for every single specialization in the War Within to help your life, make your life easier in Season 1.